Oshio, Baruch Hashem Adonai. The Lord, He is so good to us. And last night we had, or yesterday afternoon rather, we had had, you have to excuse the glare. But anyway, we had a whole lot of rain. We had a little excitement down there. Down the road. We lived down on a little dirt road, and a little creek that overflowed. It looked like one of these raging rivers from the Niagara or something, And some guy didn't think too carefully, and he tried to cross it over in his truck and got stuck, and had to call for help and everything. So there was some real excitement around there. Outside of that, there's not a whole lot that goes on in the country, but it's peaceful. It's peaceful. And anyway, I just wanted to talk about some things. I have always, a lot of concerns for myself, for all my brothers and sisters in Christ. And in this time that we're living in, especially, and here we are in the 21st century, excuse me, the people in the churches today, I don't know where they get it, or where they get the notion, actually, of where they think God changes. It's like they try to create God in their own image or in their own minds that He operates within their own thinking or within their own logic. He don't work that way. And we think it's like we think that He can change with times. He was an old God, now He's a hip God. He just moves along with man. And I think Jesus even said that the things that man, considers important, what they uphold, that it's stinks, it's an abomination in the eyes of God. He abhors, He hates it. And we try to go to have all these little fads and fashions, and we try to add it into the church, and we think, well, because time changes, we got to too. No, I'm not saying, like, hey, we got to go out and dress like we from 1850s or something, or 1700s and what have you, like that. But no, I mean, we think like that He's limited and that we get to a degree, but we think yet that He changes, and we have to think in that terms, and so we decided we're going to go with what the world thinks is ideal, like what is politically correct, and whether it's whatever kind of fads, music, you name it, everything. It's like everyone thinks that in the church that you have to conform. And this is the worst thing that any Christian could ever think, because the ways of the world the world and everything is an enemy of God. And the way I kind of view it for those who are in Christ, truly in Christ, it should view that what is an enemy of God is an enemy of ours. I mean, He's our Father. You know how it is when you was a kid and you're growing up with your parents, and remember when someone sit there and boy, they started saying something bad about your parents, boy, you was ready to spit nails. Well, I don't think as Christians we should be spitting nails and putting our fists up and say, cross that line and let's have it out because you insulted my God. God can defend Himself, and He takes vengeance, and God says He is not mocked. In other words, they ain't getting by with it. Today, And tomorrow, or maybe yesterday, today, tomorrow, maybe they've gotten by, seemingly. They really haven't. Even the rich seem to get by with the evils and the crookedness and the crooked dealings and stuff they get by with. But they haven't got by with it. And the church seems, people talk about prosperity and how they don't even really understand what the prosperity in the Bible, what they're talking about. It's not talking about wealth. Not the way they think. But we got all these things going on in the churches. But they're not working on trying to get their lives straight. See, we all have to make sure we watch what we do and say. I know we are not perfect, but we strive for that perfection. And we can't linger on yesterday, though sometimes we forget and we do, but that's not right. We shouldn't linger on yesterday and last year. We should look what's before us now and pressing on to what is ahead. So let us look ahead to Christ and what we can do for Christ. Let us obey His Spirit and walk in His light, not our own. We tend to spend too much time trying to walk in our own light, trying to achieve things by our own selves. We have a nasty tendency to rely on methods. We try to rely on programs which is outside of God's will, that it has nothing to do with God anointing and ordaining it. They just take it upon themselves. Well, let's have a big concert. Let's have a big potluck dinner, and let's have this, or let's have, whatever. So it's become entertainment, and then you use that to lure people. No. You're not luring them in, you're not drawing them in through God's Spirit. God's Spirit does the drawing, He does it, not us. So that's something that we should be concerned about. Not be trying to rely on ourselves to draw them in. What we should rely on is God. We should rely on each other to pray and seek His will first and what He wants us to do, and leave it to Him, and He'll do the drawing. Because people will come. You remember that old movie, Field of Dreams, I believe it was. If you build it, they will come. Well, in this case, if you rely on Him, they will come. They will be drawn in by His Spirit. But see, as long as you're trying, people, is all trying different programs and things, trying to rely on themselves, it ain't going to work. We got to learn to rely on God and trust Him and pray, fast, seek God, and quit trying sticking to these programs. We need to start having like house churches. And I'm not talking about like the Amway kind of a thingy or anything, but I'm talking about churches and spreading the gospel out that way. But just because you have a house church or someone having a church in a house don't mean just any old person do as a leader. It should be a God-anointed person that's really anointed and called to do that. But just like the apostles, in their day. And there's missionaries and stuff all over different parts of the world who do this. And the gospel spreads. I mean, not just in house churches. You can meet out in the fields to worship, to praise. But see what is concerned. It's not about starting a fad on, let's start house churches. No, it's spreading the news of Jesus Christ and getting back to the basics, back to the simplicity of Christ. But anyway, them are my thoughts and thinkings and things. So I want to say shalom and God bless you. Love you all. and take care of one another.